to help you.
Don't help me.
But you can only push so far.
Something wrong with you. I mean, are you trying to make the person who has to decide this case dislike you?
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Paula Casso is suing her former best friend, Nicole Martinez, for the return or value of a Kia Soul and her personal belongings.
Order. All rise. It's case number 92 on the calendar, the matter of Casso versus Martinez.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Casso, you and the defendant were good friends for many years. According to your complaint, in 2016, Ms. Martinez bought another car. She had a car on which there was a loan. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
You made an agreement with her in 2016, according to you, to take over payments on the car. You would pay for the car, pay for the insurance, and when the car was paid off, it would be yours.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the agreement?
No, ma'am.
That's baloney.
I'm sorry, but it's not. I have text messages. I have everything. I can show you what I have.
Okay, so what you're telling me is from 2016, and she was just using it. After she finished paying off the car, she was going to give the car back
Originally,
to you.
it was...
She was going to give the car back to you. I'm getting your position. She paid on the car, and your position is that your agreement with her was that she was going to pay on the car and pay for the insurance, but when the car was paid off, she was going to give it back to you.
She couldn't even pay the payment. She never made a payment. She never did it on time. She was constantly late.
That's not what I asked you.
And
what I asked you was...
I let her borrow the car.
That's your position, that you let her borrow the car.
I felt bad for her. She's my best friend. I've done a million things for her. I can name them.
Miss Martinez, I just asked you a question. My question to you was, that's what you want me to believe, that she took the car.
No, ma'am, that's the truth.
That she took the car, she paid for the car, and at the end, when the car was paid off, she was going to give it back to you.
She didn't even make the payment. She was constantly behind. She was 3 months behind when I took it away.
Can I see
3 months behind.
Can I see the title to the car? Where's the title to the car?
The title is in my glove compartment. It's in the car that she has.
Can I see the title to the car?
It's not in the glove compartment. It's not there. I don't know what she did with it. I don't know if she stole it. I don't know what she did with it. The title is my name. The car's paid off. The loan is in my name. I'm not sure what else I need to show you.
I have text messages.
Just a second. It's from 2016. What month, Miss Casso?
May.
May of 2016.
That's not true. September of 2016.
December. Shh. December of 2016.
September.
There's something wrong with you.
Probably.
I mean, are you trying to make the person who has to decide this case dislike you?
No, I would love for you to love me.
No, just a second. Is that what you're trying to do? You said to yourself, I'm going to make the jury who has to decide the facts in this case dislike me.
Your Honor.
Out. Out. You, out. Perfect. Was the car in your possession from December 2016 until March 23rd of 2019?
At times, yes, ma'am, it was.
Just a second. Tell me when that was. So far, I've May 2016 to March 2019. I would like you to tell me, I have a lot of papers there, in what period of time did you have physical possession of the car?
Multiple occasions.
No, that doesn't answer my question.
You want specific dates?
Yes, that's what I asked for. Specific dates when between December, she says May, say December of 2016 and March of 2019, you had possession of the car.
$350 for the car and $100 for insurance.
Who were they made payable to?
I sent her the money.
How?
At first, it was deposit in her account or cash, and then as of October 10 is where I would send it through the Wells Fargo.
October of what year?
Oh, 2017.
May I see the proof of payments from October 2017?
Your Honor,
I didn't ask you a question. Well, what I see here, Miss Casso, is that you made payments, but they weren't always the $350 a month.
No, I was.
You didn't pay for periods of time, according to this, and then you would make up payments, or you'd pay $100.
Yes, ma'am. I was late sometimes, yes.
All the time.
And
I'm just trying to help you.
No,
so
don't
that'll-
help me.
Okay.
Don't help me.
I won't help you anymore.
Don't help me.
Yes, ma'am,
I've been
I'm sorry.
doing this for
I
50 years.
apologize.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
need any help.
I'm sorry.
So it looks as if you were inconsistent with your payments.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the total number of payments that you made equaled the total that you put down here, 5,
Yes.
right? So you had the car for 27 months,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, right.
Well, that's $7,000. And according to you, giving you credit for everything that you have here, you paid $5,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then you didn't pay what you were supposed to pay.
Could you repeat that?
You were supposed to pay $7,000, and you didn't.
From what date?
I'm giving you every benefit of the doubt. I'm saying it's from December.
You are.
You said it's from before that. Before that, it would be even more months.
Yes. Well, there are some that are missing because I paid her cash or deposited her to her account.
No, that's not true.
I'm just going from these dates.
True at all.
From the date you said you started to pay her, by transferring it, you were supposed to pay her $7,000. You only paid her $5,000.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either. And she took the car back.
Yes.
And you had the car for over 2 years, right? According to you, you had the car 2.5 years.
Yes.
And all you put into the car in the 2.5 years that you can prove is $5,500.
Yes. Because I opened that account in May of 2017.
All I'm telling you is you drove a car.
That's
Consider
not
it
true
this
either.
way. You didn't make all the payments you were supposed to make, and she repossessed the car. So I want you to figure it this way. If you rented a car for 2.5 years, you would have paid more than $200 a You didn't.
Everything that she needed.
No, but it's not true according to
Facts
this.
are right here. I can show you the facts. Sorry, I'm just trying to show you.
If it wasn't sent through there, then I gave it to her. I have text messages proving that
Then
she
I'd
said
like-
she would give me the
just a
title after I paid it off. We thought it was going to be paid off in May of 2018.
Again,
And so
not
she
true.
sent me that it was going to be like 5 more payments. And so then 5 more payments, that's when it was paid off. She said, give me $1,450 and I'll give you the title.
I'd like to see those text
I'd
messages.
like to see them, too.
I'd like to see the text messages. And that was in November of 2018. You transferred $1,450 to her. I'd like
Yes.
to see the text message to her. If she says, send me $1,450 and I'll send you the title, then that makes it easy.
Your Honor, can I show you what I have that I actually paid?
No, not your turn yet. I'll tell you when it's your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's in the papers
no.
I gave you.
Oh, well, you gave me
Oh.
more than I asked for.
Okay, so maybe they're in the back.
Sir, would you show this to the defendant, please? Her payment to you of $1,450 is, you told her you would give her the title to the
Right,
car.
I agree, but this does not say $1,450. This is just saying when you pay me in full. She hasn't paid for the vehicle.
No.
I'm paying $360 a month, and I can tell you where I'm
Listen.
paying $360 a month. She's paying what she assumes is full for her. So maybe it is in full for what she assumes she's doing. We never had an actual conversation. This is just
I
saying...
want you to read both pages of that text. You say to her, you owe me $1,450, you owed me $1,750, you paid $200, and then another $200, you owe me $1,450, and then you can have the title. 2 days later, she sent you $1,450. That was November 15th.
This page in the back does not say that.
Yes, it does.
It says $1,750.
Read on.
I just did.
No, just read on. Read where it says you owed me $1,750, you paid $200. You go through the numbers. Now you owe me $1,450.
Right, what she was behind in payments on, not in total in paying the car off full. The car, I paid $1,500 down, so I'm going to give her a free car. I'm going to let her pay the 1.5 years that I paid on it, and she's going to get a free car. She didn't pay me numerous times.
Just a second.
I'm paying $360 a month, and she's paying me $350. There's never a payment in full. That's what she owed me from behind, not paying me in full.
Can I have that, please? I want to see any payment that you made on the car after November of 2000. Listen to what I'm doing. No, you don't. My statement. I want you to show me any payments that you made on the car after December of 2018. I just want you to show me any payment that you made on the car on or after December of 2018 after she sent you the $1,450. Just show me Do you have any proof of payments of any
Of course
payments?
not, because it was paid off.
Do you have any proof of payments that you made on the car? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. Your counterclaim's dismissed. We're done.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I am happy with the results, but I do wish I got my car back.
It's my car, my title, my car. It's very simple facts.
I guess it was just a altercation.
A physical altercation, Judge. Did you even hear anything about it?
Actually, she assaulted me first. I just defended myself.
Literally, altercation. There's everything. It's all here. And yeah, that's great.
Just an argument. I don't know.
Because she's a drunk idiot. Drunk idiot.
I have no idea. I guess she was never really a friend.
I don't know, but I'm glad that she's not my friend anymore. Very glad.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of King versus Willoughby. Step forward.
Nicole King is suing 25-year-old Rebecca Willoughby for the return of money she paid for a Toyota Solara.
Live with?
Myself and my daughter.
How old is your daughter?
2 years old, Your Honor.
When was she 2?
May 4th.
Did you ever live with her father?
Yes.
In what month and year?
2015.
Until when?
2017.
What month in 2017?
December.
What happened?
We separated.
Did you move or did he?
He did.
Where were you living in December of 2017? The address?
Tehachapi, California.
Address?
Campo Court, apartment A.
How long did you live there?
About a year.
Where are you currently living?
The same place.
Where were you working in 2017?
I worked at Arco gas station, and at the end of 2017, I was working at Albertsons.
Where are you working now?
Same place, Albertsons.
Since 2017.
I'm sorry, 2018.
I ask those questions because they become relevant to your case.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You received all of these money orders.
Yes.
And did you total all the money orders, Miss Willoughby?
No, I did not.
Why not? I mean, why wouldn't you total all the money orders? I would make you a pretty stupid person. And you explain to me why you did not give her what she bargained for.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Nicole King says Rebecca Willoughby owes for the return of money she paid for a car, but...
And the defendant made an arrangement to purchase her car. He made an arrangement to purchase her car over a period of time. He gave her a deposit, and according to you, the arrangement was that you would pay the balance. I think the agreed-upon price was something like $3,500, and you would pay the car, and then you would get the car.
Correct.
And according to you, you made most of those payments, all except for one.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the arrangement was that you were supposed to meet at a mechanic, check over the car, to have it smogged and everything, and then
Yes, Your
give her
Honor.
the final payment, whatever that was. What was the final payment?
Just short of $50.
Can I see proof of the
Yes.
payments?
Absolutely.
And you received all of these money orders?
Yes.
And did you total all the money orders, Miss Willoughby?
No, I did not.
Why not? I mean, why wouldn't you total all the money orders? I would make you a pretty stupid person.
I would have totaled them at the time, but to my knowledge right now, I don't remember.
Well, if you don't remember, then I'm going to rely on her memory and the receipts. How much in total did you pay her?
I paid her $3,451.
That was in 2017.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then you said you couldn't find her.
I couldn't.
Well, she's been living at the same address.
She had a server to find her. Nobody could find her.
For all intents and purposes, Miss Willoughby, the car was paid for. For all intents and... Pay attention to what I'm saying. For all intents and purposes, the car was paid for. I want to know, were you having a difficult financial time? Because she never got the car. You kept her almost $3,500, which was the purchase price of the car. And I want you to explain to me so that I'm going to understand it. Why? And if you tell me the truth, we won't have a problem. If you say, boyfriend left, I had no money, whatever it was, you want to explain to me why this person, who is a stranger to you, paid you the money, kept her end of the bargain with the exception of $50, and you explain to me why you did not give her what she bargained for. Go!
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Don't tell me what I'm not going to believe. You see, she doesn't look like a nut and say, well, I paid $3,450. I'm not going to give her the other $50 and she's not going to give me the car. You want to tell me what happened with her money and the boyfriend and your need for cash.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Nicole King says Rebecca Willoughby owes for the return of money she paid for a car, but
You did not give her what she bargained for. Go!
The last payment made was August 2017 for $300. She was supposed to pay the last payment and never did. She refused to pay me. Yes, I was
No,
going
Your
to.
Honor.
Just a second. Let's go.
Ready for me? Okay.
I'm waiting for you.
No problem.
So far, we don't have an answer.
The last payment was made August.
I heard
she
you.
She never paid me.
I heard you.
There was still an amount due.
I
left on
heard
the
you.
car.
$50. Go. She's paid you $34.50. Go.
I wasn't going to give her the car if she didn't pay me the remainder.
Well, then what did you say to her?
I told her I asked
show me.
her.
Show me. Where
The
you
last
said
payment?
show me. No. Show me where you said to her, if you're not going to give me the last payment, because, you know, there are certain things that are logical. Do you understand?
Yes.
Logical is when you've paid practically every penny for a car that you agree to, you don't not get the car because of a $50 bill.
Of course.
You don't not get the car because of that unless something's happened to the car in the interim. Unless all the time she was giving you this money for the car, something happened to it, you spent it, the boyfriend took it, something happened to it. I want you to tell me, don't tell me what I'm not going to believe. You see, she doesn't look like a nut and say, well, I paid $3,450. I'm not going to give her the other $50. And if something doesn't make sense, Miss Willoughby, it's not true. You want to tell me what happened with her money and the boyfriend and your need for cash.
Exactly how much do those money orders add up to?
$34.50.
Do they?
Yes.
Because the last payment on the car was $300.
$34.50. And you didn't keep track. Let's go. You took the money as she gave it to you, and you and the boyfriend spent it. That's what happened over whatever period of time. 2 months, 3 months. Now you spent it. And then you had no car if you gave her the car. You want to continue? Tell me a story that I believe.
The car got repossessed January 2018.
All right. There you go.
But it was one payment left on it for $300.
When you sold her the car and it had clearly a lien on it, or you took out a title loan
And
on
she
it,
knew it had a lien on it.
Don't tell me what was in her head, okay?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
are you the victim of a scam? Go to judgejudy.com, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
You sold her what kind of car?
A 2004 Toyota Solara.
And how much was the lien that was on it?
I don't recall at the time.
Just a second. Where did you think you were coming today? To the circus?
Definitely not.
Where did you think? You're not at a circus. So if you were hard on her fault.
No, it's not.
No. And that's the bottom line. You were hard up for cash and you had a bum for a boyfriend.
But that's also not my fault that she didn't pay the rest of the money.
I find that she paid, she fulfilled her end of the contract, and you
I don't care if it's $50.
and you prevented her from getting her property.
No, she didn't pay the rest of the money. I'm not going to give her a car that she didn't pay for.
Okay. When the car was repossessed, how much money was left owed on it, and who was the lender?
One payment and me.
Well, you weren't the lender. Who was the lender on the loan? You were the obligor. Who was the lender? What bank? What financial institution?
Easy Auto Shop.
And when had you purchased the car?
2016.
What month in 2016?
I don't recall, Your Honor.
You don't recall a lot. Okay. You were hard up for cash and you had a bum for a boyfriend. I don't know whether you're a bum too, but so far you owe her $3,441. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I told her the car wasn't paid off completely, so the amount that she gave me goes directly to the car.
I was not aware that she had a lien on the vehicle.
And as soon as it's paid off, she gets the car.
She was using the car for her disposal. She signed a contract.
Because in the agreement, it was...
I feel like I won.
Because I didn't receive the full amount, so she didn't receive the car, and that's final.
You know, I don't really even want the vehicle. I just want the amount.
Did her new tenant have a secret past?
You found out that he had a more serious criminal history.
She knew my criminal history before I even moved in.
You were released from prison 2 years before.
Now she's terrified about today.
Did you post this?
Yes, I did.
Considering your history, I wouldn't have put this up for a millisecond. This is pretty dumb.
This is Judge Judy.
Craig Deal is suing his former landlord, Jennifer Zachrison, for the return of rent and security deposit. hotel costs, and an illegal lockout.
Order. All rise. It's case number 166 on the calendar, the matter of Ville versus Zackerson.
Thank you,
You're
Bert.
welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Zackerson, I'm going to start with you. It appears that you have a large home, or did, and that sometime in October of 2018, you made a decision for whatever financial reason that you wanted to rent a room out. List or something? What did you do?
Facebook.
Do you have a copy of that ad?
I sure do.
I'd like to take a look at it. Oh, Bird.
You okay?
I thought I was going blind. It's not that I'm going blind.
A little
It's just that I
smooth.
haven't cleaned my glasses and probably...
Duh.
Perfect. Ah, right. Okay. 2 rooms for rent in a beautiful house, $300 deposit, 2 years consistent work history. Rent is $300 due on the 1st and the 15th. Bathroom, all utilities, laundry, about us. Mom works for a tech company. We work hard, so we play hard. You have a 16-year-old son. And then you said about you looking for someone who travels and needs a room occasionally. So you were looking for somebody to pay you a full month's rent, but only use it part-time. If
Yeah.
I'm
So I was
paraphrasing
kind
this,
of weird about
you're
sharing my
asking
bathroom with every strangers.
You're asking for somebody to pay a month's rent for a room and a bath, but who works a lot and doesn't spend much time there. Okay, well, that's nice work if you can get it.
Short term.
And it really actually doesn't make any difference because once they sign a lease, they can be there as many days as they want.
Sure.
In any event, the plaintiff answered your ad. In what month did he move in?
He answered my ad on November.
Paid you when he moved in or before?
He paid me 2 days before.
And what did he give you?
He gave me $300 deposit.
As you requested.
Yes.
And then?
And then he also gave me $600 in advance, or first month's, and $600 for last month's.
So he gave you first and last.
Right. And I wasn't actually going to take that. However,
I don't care whether you were going to take it or not going to take it. You took it.
Yep, I did. Yep.
So you got first and last rent. So he's paid for December.
Yes.
And a deposit.
Yes.
And on what date did he move out?
He moved out on May 15th.
In the middle of the month?
Yes.
At your request?
Yes.
That would be a yes or no?
Yes, it was.
That's a yes.
Yep.
Had he paid May's rent?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a yes.
Yes, he did.
Had he paid April's rent?
Yes, and he also paid for June. So this is, he moved out 6 weeks prior.
Just a second.
Okay, sorry. I didn't want you to forget June.
So from December 1st, when he moved in, until May 1st, he was consistent in paying you his $600 a month rent.
Correct.
Did he sign a lease?
He did.
I'd like to take a look at it.
This is the original.
Do you have a copy of your lease, Mr. Vale?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Is that how you pronounce your name?
Veal.
Veal. June the 30th, 2019.
Yep.
Because that was the end of the term of the lease.
Yes.
Well, one lease is different from the other.
Really?
Really? Is this the lease you gave me?
No, ma'am.
That's mine.
That's yours. And is this the lease that you gave
Yeah.
me? Well, on the lease that the plaintiff gave me, it says no alcohol on the premises.
True.
If any legal issues arise, you will be asked to leave the property within 24 hours.
Yep. And?
That's a yes. Well, that's what his says.
Okay.
And this copy is yours, which says no alcohol on premises. No women, no sleepovers. After that, if any legal issues arise, you will be asked to leave the premises. Well, so either one of two things happen. Uncross your arms. Either someone whited out no women, no sleepovers, because his doesn't have it, or someone added and made a copy and put in no women, no sleepovers.
That's the original lease, ma'am.
It's
No,
not,
it's
that's
not. No,
that's
no.
not true,
It's
Your
not-
Honor. That's
no,
not
this
true.
is not the original lease. This is a copy. Uncross your arms.
Oh.
This is a copy.
I apologize. Well,
This is a copy
I have
of the original lease. So if you have the original, I would like to look.
these.
Your Honor, mine was that.
No. Yep.
Just a second.
So if you notice the coffee stains on top.
No, listen to me.
Oh,
Don't
oh.
show me coffee stains.
okay, sorry.
Either somebody whited out
Nope.
no women, no sleepovers, or somebody added it because they're both copies. So somebody has to have the original. Now, you're the landlord.
Yes. This is.
So it would seem to me that you have an original.
Well, this is what we signed actually physically on the table.
Listen to me
Okay.
carefully. You sound like an intelligent woman. Whoever
Thank
wrote
you.
that ad is an intelligent person. Either one of two things happened. Either the plaintiff whited out and then copied no women, no overnights, or you added, because I assume that's your handwriting.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Or somebody added those words and then copied it, because that's a copy and this is a copy. Do you understand what I said? Don't try to tell me about coffee stains. I'm not interested in coffee stains
Yes,
unless
ma'am.
you have the original lease. Do you have the original lease?
This is so. I had surgery. So I had just gotten out of surgery 6 days prior, and I bought this paper right here, and this is what we signed.
Hey,
This is what I would consider the original lease, ma'am.
I don't care what you consider. Ed. You know exactly what I'm saying to you. Exactly what I'm saying to you. Okay, now let's move on. Right now, we have a tenant who signed the lease, who's paid up for the term of the lease from December 1st until June 30th. And you've accepted his rent from September 1st until June 30th. And on May 15th, or prior to the termination of his lease, you told him to move.
Well, I had to,
Not a well.
I
That's
evicted
either
him.
a yes, which you told me before, you told him to leave. Now, what he wants are damages and his rent back and his security back. Now, what I want you to tell me is, since I am not satisfied that those words existed, no women in the house and no overnights existed in the original lease, since I'm not satisfied, I don't know whether they did or whether they didn't. So I am not going to find as an excuse for telling him to leave that he had a woman in the house. I want you to tell me why you told him to leave prior to the termination of his lease.
because I was almost hit on my. Because I was coming home.
Look
prior-
here,
Sorry.
stop chattering, put down the paper, and tell me why you told him to leave.
Because I was almost hitting my driveway. I just got a protective order for 10 years against this guy.
Not true.
Pay careful attention to me. Interested in your protective order. I read your reason for filing a protective order, and as far as I'm concerned, it was invalid.
Okay.
Because he didn't do anything to you. According to you, it said you found out about his history, you told him to move, and you were frightened. That's what you say in your answer.
So-
Shh, listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. Don't listen to your inside voices. Listen to me. You found out that he had a more serious criminal history than you thought, and so you filed for a protective order against him. And probably, did you appear at that protective order?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you have an attorney?
No, I did not.
Did you consent to the protective order?
I don't quite know what that means.
Did you have a trial?
No.
Just a second. Well, either you consent to the protective order or you have a trial. Did you have a trial on the return date of the temporary protective
Yes.
order? You had a trial. Who testified?
No,
Who testified?
nobody testified.
Well, if nobody testified, then you didn't have a trial.
Okay.
So either one of two things happened. Either the judge issued a protective order based upon the plaintiff's prior history and your fear, or you had a trial. Either one of two things happened. And if nobody testified, you couldn't have a trial.
I showed up it was a hearing, I guess, basically. They asked me what I had to say about this, and basically all of it was not true. It was all lies, all made up.
I'd like to see the protective order that she filed against you.
It's right here. It's 40 pages long. Your Honor, I'd like to say she knew my criminal history
No.
before I even moved in.
No, I understand that.
No.
I understand that you were, according
Yes,
to
you
you,
did.
released from prison 2 years before.
Yes.
Okay, got that. I'm just looking for what she filed. I want to see what you filed.
Oh, here's the...
Here, I have that, Your Honor.
this is
Your Honor.
my copy of the finishing
Hold on.
after the hearing.
This is the.
Hold on. Oh, I see.
Your Honor, my house was broken into, and I can't prove what it was correct, but it was his room.
Then I
that
don't
was
want to
broken-
hear about it.
It was his room that was
then
broken into.
Then I don't want to hear about
Okay.
it. Would you show this to the defendant and ask her if this is what she filed to get a protective order? Go over the last few pages.
Yeah, I'm living in fear. I had to move.
No, just a second. I asked you a question. Is that what you filed in order to get a protective order?
I filed this. Yes, ma'am.
May I see it now? Did you file that picture as well? Is what I'm asking you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you post this, Mr. Veal?
It went for 24 hours. It was a long time ago, yes. Yes, I did. I forgot that I even did that.
What I'm asking you is, in 2018, do you need some time to relax? I want to tell you something. This person is not moved by tears. If you want to recall this case and compose yourself, let's do that. Outside, compose yourself and come back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Considering your history, I wouldn't have put this up for a millisecond. If you want some woman to think that you're hot as a pistol, there are other things that you could post instead of this.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Craig Veal says his former landlord, Jennifer Zachrison, illegally locked him out. Jennifer's countersuing for property damage and harassment.
Mr. Veal.
Yes.
What I was asking you was, and I still haven't gotten a picture, hot as a pistol.
I'm thinking 2018, but I can't remember the exact date.
And what I'm telling you, Mr. Veal, is considering your history, I wouldn't have put this up for a millisecond. If you want some woman to think that you're hot as a pistol, there are other things that you could post instead of this. This is pretty dumb. Got it?
I agree.
Okay. Now, then we go back to here in the reasons that you told the judge that you were filing for this protective order, and you filed a protective order, and you accepted rent in December. That's a yes. January, yes. February, yes. March, yes. April, yes. May, yes. All of these things, you were referring to things that happened with him well before May 1st. Some things after, but well before May 1st. So you accepted rent, and he continued to be a tenant. Between December 1st and May 1st, had you ever told the plaintiff to leave the house?
Yes.
That's a yes or a no?
Yes.
When?
In April.
In April?
In April, yep.
Just a second.
We talked about you moving out.
I don't want to... I'm going to ask questions. You're going to answer them. Tell me beginning, middle, end.
Yep. So I'd come home. One of the reasons women in my house, he was luring women from Facebook, and his new girlfriend just recently died. He just got out of prison for murder.
I want you to pay attention and answer my questions. I'm not going to ask you about your history, madam. I'm only interested in facts.
Yep.
Now, in April, you had a discussion with him about leaving because you came home and there was a woman in the house.
Yep. And
yep.
Yes,
Listen,
yes, ma'am.
Yes is the answer.
Yes.
Okay. What was happening when you walked into the house? How did you see this woman?
Her car was in my driveway, and I asked Craig.
Car, just a minute.
Yep.
Her car was in your driveway.
Yep. Or a blue.
Just a second. You're not paying attention.
Okay.
Car was in your driveway. What time? Morning, afternoon, or evening?
It was in the early afternoon.
And you went into your house. Did you see the woman?
No, Craig had her hidden in his bedroom.
The answer is no. She was in his bedroom that he paid for.
Sure. But was in the lease that he's not allowed to have women over.
That is not true, madam. No, that is not true. I've already found that I am not making a judgment with regard to whether your lease excluded or did not exclude women from the house, because either somebody whited it out or somebody added it in and then copied it. So I'm not making a judgment about that because I'm not. These people are either.
Well, why would the whole light? Can I see the lease? Would that be okay?
Absolutely. You can see his copy.
Absolutely.
And your copy. And then you'll see what I mean when I said somebody either added it or whited it out.
So why the whole why is the whole line, the top line, missing?
Listen to me. They're two separate sentences. One says no alcohol on the premises, and the next one says if there's any violation of the lease.
This is the lease that we signed together, and he was made a copy a week later.
No,
he took
I was not, Your Honor.
He took a picture.
Do you understand what I just said to you?
Yes, ma'am, I know. But I just want to make sure that you know.
Then you're beating a dead horse.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So on that date in April, what did you tell him?
I told him I wasn't comfortable with him having strange women in my house, and it was something that we agreed to on the lease, verbally and on the lease.
No, you can't agree to it verbally when you have a lease.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Craig Veal claims former landlord Jennifer Zackerson illegally locked him out.
Now, so the woman conversation with him, was it on that date or a subsequent date?
That date as well as after.
So on that date in April, what did you tell him?
I told him I wasn't comfortable with him having strange women in my house. We had one bathroom. It wasn't, and it was something that we agreed to on the lease.
Just
verbally and on the lease.
No, you can't agree to it verbally when you have a lease.
I have it in text.
Listen to me.
He admitted it. He acknowledges no women should be in the house.
I'd like to see.
Thank you.
That I'd like to see.
Thanks.
It was never discussed, Your Honor.
Shut. Listen to me. Speak, unless I ask you a question.
Okay, right here. This is what I sent to him on May 30th, and
May 30th.
Yes, after he was evicted, he texted me and wanted money.
Shh, just a second. After he was evicted and he had paid rent through June, he sent you a text wanting money back.
Right.
Now I'd like to read it. And then you say there, he acknowledges that the lease said he could not have women in the house.
Yes.
Well, I see what you're writing him.
Yeah,
but
he's right. You can just scroll down to the bottom. You can just see that he acknowledged it. I also have a text here from Craig.
That he doesn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by.
Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, all he says was nothing that you just talked about in a very long email to him has anything to do with you owing me money. And then you said it absolutely does. You didn't abide by the Brenton agreement and broke your lease when you decided to bring strangers into my home.
Luring women from Facebook and Tinder.
Just a second. And he says to you, you better look at the lease again.
Yep.
Just a second. And he says, I've already retained an attorney and will sue it if you do not honor our verbal and legal agreement. All perfectly right. Okay. You have to pay him, Bird, give that back to her. You have to pay him his money. You have to pay him his $300 deposit. You have to pay him the month of June, which is $600. You have to pay him the month of May, which is $600. So far, that's $0, $1,200, $1,500.
Correct. And then also, he also stored his whole entire house into my garage. So before he moved in on November 28th, I sent him a text that says, hey, Craig.
Just a second. I'm finished with her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm finished with her. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. Your counterclaims dismissed. We're finished.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
A roommate is reminded of his debts.
He bought a new car right after I helped him.
She says she gave you $200 towards the down payment.
She's lying.
And what about you?
Next Judge Judy.
Obviously, I just couldn't get through to her.
I'm the one that told the truth. I didn't doctor any documents as she did.
This is a guy who just got out of prison for murder for 15 years, shooting his girlfriend in the face.
I told her exactly about my criminal history.
He just said that he had a domestic violence and that he hasn't been drinking for 15 years.
I owe debt to no one. I have never been arrested since I've been out.
Oh, I was in fear. Still am. I just got a 10-year protective order on the guy.
I'm ready to put this behind me and move on with my life, and hopefully I'll never see her again.
A simple transaction
This is a car trade.
gets super complicated,
They reported the car stolen.
and a rough road was ahead.
She's driving her car, and she's pulled over by 12 cops.
Your Honor, I was also held at gunpoint.
We had an active felony warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
They also found a meth pipe when they searched the vehicle, and you were taken into custody.
Yes, ma'am.
Okie dokie.
This
Woman is suing LaDonna Brosh and her husband, John Clough, for having her falsely arrested and then unlawfully taking her car and her property.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom. Now, this is case number 54 on the calendar in the matter of Salmonen versus Brosh Clough. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
You knew each other before this car trade?
Yes, Your Honor.
For how long?
No, we didn't, Your Honor. I had just met her.
Yeah, we just
at
met
the
her.
car trade. Maybe like a week before that.
I don't want to hear both of you. Who's going to speak for your end? Pick a person.
Maybe about a week before that.
Did you make up your mind that he's speaking for you? This is going to be one of those cases, Officer Byrd, where you're going to find that these two people or three people deserve each other. So this was a car trade.
Yes,
this was a car trade. You didn't have to answer. That was a statement, not a question. You traded your
Chrysler 200, 2011.
to the defendants for their
Mercedes-Benz 2000 SUV.
and you signed off titles, correct?
Correct.
And the date you signed off the titles was what date?
April 26th
Of this year?
of last year.
Last year, 2018. And where exactly physically did...
House in North...
And your house?
Correct.
And you had never met each other before?
That is not true, Your Honor.
How did you meet each other before?
From their son. I've known them for over 12 years. They lived in Rush City, where I also had resided.
She knew
They
our
said
son.
they didn't know.
She didn't know us.
So this is what happened, Bert, based upon my reading of this almost unintelligible complaint and answer. A sale was completed on the 26th of April of 2018. It was a sale by trade.
Right.
What they didn't know, and she didn't tell them, was that there were outstanding loans on the Chrysler 2000.
Your Honor, that is not true.
Then why'd they repo?
Hey! That's what they say.
Right.
That there was a trade, their Mercedes, her Chrysler, 2011, but her Chrysler, there was money owed on her Chrysler. How much money? Just give me a figure. How much money?
Was owed still?
Was owed still on the Chrysler?
8,000 or 9.
Excuse me. Your Honor,
8 to
it
9.
was 12,000.
Just a second. 12,000 is still owed on the Chrysler. So they wake up a couple of months later, and the car is repossessed.
It was like...
Possessed.
Got it.
So now she's got the Mercedes. They have no Chrysler because there was $12,000 owed on the Chrysler. She doesn't answer their calls. You know, this is a, I don't want to know from you.
Your Honor.
And I'm speaking. And so they report their car stolen.
We did it after informing her that we were going to.
Don't interrupt me.
Okay.
She's driving her car, and she's pulled over by 12 cops and arrested. Shh. We're not talking Phil here. We're talking a courtroom. She's pulled over and arrested on the stolen car.
Your Honor, I was also held at gunpoint.
So you were held at gunpoint.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to tell you, this is a they deserve each other. She sold them a car on which there was $12,000 owed. They gave her a perfectly usable car on which there was no money owed, right? Now they're without a car.
Your Honor.
I'm speaking.
Okay.
So they say, well, we don't have a car anymore, so we can call and say she stole our car. You know you can't do that.
Was it like
Now,
that,
listen,
sir? Or ma'am?
let me explain to you. On the 26th of April, 2018, you no longer had any interest in the 2000 Mercedes-Benz. You could not call in a report that your car was stolen. That's
Officer told me to do that, ma'am.
Yep.
just a second. You can't tell me what the police officer told you, because if the police officer told you that, he should have gone to a different law school, one that they didn't use on matchbook covers.
Well, then...
Just a second. You can't tell me that. It's hearsay anyway. And no police authority would tell you after a sale has been completed and you no longer have any interest in a car or a piece of property, and you didn't like the deal because you didn't ask enough questions. Just pay attention.
I did.
We did ask her if it was a free and clear title, and she said yes.
That is
listen
not
to
true.
me.
That is
Listen
not
to
true.
me. Hey, that's your responsibility.
And I did that.
Listen to me. That's your responsibility. If I buy a car, I have to find out whether or not there's a lien on the car. Do you have the title?
No. Nope.
Did she give you the title? Just a second. Did she give... I'm not looking at you.
Okay.
You have to understand, you're not going to win any money in this case. Zippity-doo-dah. Because you traded a car on which you owed $12,000, and I don't believe that you told them that. This is going to end up with zero. Now, it's your responsibility to look
Correct.
and your responsibility to vet that car, have no right to call in a report of a stolen vehicle because she did not steal the car. You weren't an efficient purchaser, so you had no right to use the police. Just like, you have no right to use any law enforcement if it's in order to gain a separate gain. You have the right.
Police orders, they told me to do it because it was still in our name after 30 days, which is the law.
If she would have transferred the title,
I tried.
Okay.
I tried.
Listen, not right away. You didn't, because we wouldn't be able to do nothing.
How did?
You're gone.
Okay, well,
You out.
well, whatever.
Out.
Tell them all of it. Because if you would have transferred it, you wouldn't have been able to do nothing about it.
You guys took the bottom of my title. That's how they got a new title.
No, he didn't.
Listen to me.
We had to go to the previous
There is
owner.
no question in my mind that you traded cars, as you told me, on April 26th. At that point, the sale completed, finished. His responsibility to look up and find out whether or not there was money out on the car. There's no question that you committed fraud, moral fraud. You sold a car on which you owed over $10,000. And as a result of that, you ended up with a car and they ended up with nothing. Now, if I were looking back at this, I'm saying, listen, I'm not in a court. I'm speaking.
Yep.
I'll call and report the vehicle stolen. Now, if she hadn't registered the car in 30 days, it is possible if she hadn't registered the car, therefore the car is still in your name. Why didn't you register the car?
I tried to when I gave him.
No, you tried to, and
it wouldn't let me.
It wouldn't let you.
He had taken the bottom of this card and the bottom that should be right here. The day that I gave him my title, and they knew the lien was on there, they were going to pay it to help me out because I could no longer take payments. That's why I took a vehicle that was only a 2000 Mercedes.
That's a lie.
My vehicle had 74,000 on it.
That's a lie.
They were going
to pay off the $12,000 on your car? What are you, crazy?
They wanted a new vehicle.
What are you, crazy? They wanted a new vehicle? So for an 8-year-old car, they gave you their running 2000 Mercedes?
My vehicle ran.
Listen to me. Zero.
It needed
Now,
work.
do you have a car?
No.
What happened to the Mercedes?
After it's
What?
gone. They have it.
No, we don't, Your Honor.
Where is the Mercedes?
After I got it back and I fixed it, I resold it.
Okay, so you got just a second. So you got the Mercedes back.
Correct. After I went through the process of getting everything fixed.
So you got, just a second.
Yep.
So you got the Mercedes back.
Yep.
You got the Mercedes back and you sold it, or the money from it.
Correct.
Because
guess.
I don't believe you. If I asked you how much you sold it for, you're not going to tell me how much you got for it. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to believe you, so it doesn't make any difference unless you have a bill of sale from the person you sold it to, do you?
Nope.
No. Okay. So you have a car. You don't have a car anymore.
No, ma'am.
Bird, would you look up the value, please, of two different cars for me? One is a Mercedes-Benz 2000. What kind was it?
ML430?
Mercedes-Benz ML 430.
It had 270,000 miles.
2000. Am I
sorry.
not speaking?
2330.
And would you look up a 2011 Chrysler 200?
With 74,000 miles.
6,352.
$6,000. So what you want me to believe is that they took over a $12,000 loan on a car that was worth $6,000. I just want you want me to believe that these people who you knew casually over the years took over your $12,000 loan.
They wanted to help me. No, excuse me, Mom, I said that wrong. They said that they would help me by taking over the loan.
No.
That was less.
Just a second. These people are not giving you a gift of $6,000.
That's what I'm saying.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You called in a police report of a stolen vehicle.
But it was after I was informed to.
Hey, I didn't ask you a question. I told you something.
And I was telling you something.
That's hysterical.
And later today.
That's his car. That's the gray Buick Park Avenue. Want to go up there and see it again?
I knew what I hit.
Well, clearly not, because you denied it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jessica Salmonen says John Clough had her falsely arrested and then unlawfully took back a car he traded to her. The defendant is countersuing for towing and impound fees and tools.
Now, these two people, who I only just met, are not helping you out by taking over your $12,000 debt on a car that they could go to the corner and buy from a used car lot for $6,000. You got it? I don't believe that. So there's no question in my mind that you didn't tell them about this.
From when she got picked up with stolen vehicle, and she does nothing but lie through the whole paperwork on when she bought it, when she got the car from me, everything.
No, I have
false information.
I have the police report.
I'd like
ma'am.
False information.
I want to see
everything.
the police report. I'll see them both.
And also the thing
See what I
showing
mean?
that
See what I mean
talked to
about
them.
deserving each other, Bird?
No, sorry, ma'am. Don't deserve nothing like this.
Yes,
Police
sir.
report.
You may think so,
Mr.
but
Clark. Mr. Clark,
You make
let me
this
tell you
here's
something.
mine.
Right now, you're not in a bad place.
No.
You got your car back, you sold it, and as far as I'm concerned, you called in a police report of a stolen vehicle, and she was arrested at gunpoint.
But it was after I
Now,
was
just
informed to.
Hey, don't interrupt me. Don't
When do I get to
interrupt me.
speak?
I didn't ask you a question. I told you something.
And I was telling you something.
Oh, really? That's hysterical. At the time they pulled you over, you had an active felony warrant. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okie dokie. And at the time they pulled you over with your active felony drug warrant, you gave them a wrong name.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. And you were taken into custody.
Yes, ma'am.
For how long?
I paid the bail.
They also found a meth pipe when they searched the vehicle.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So you don't have your car anymore.
No, ma'am.
And her car was worth $2,000, $2,330.
No, the car that she...
Them was
Right,
$6,000. But actually, she didn't have any equity in that car because she still owed $12,000 on it.
I owed less than that, ma'am.
Show me.
Still ahead was $10,000.
Okay, so you had no equity in the car?
No.
No
I
equity
only
in the
paid
car.
some, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
We're done. I've sort of read both the complaint and the answer before I started here, and I said I'm dealing with people who really deserve each other. I don't believe for one second that this man gave you a gift of either $5,000 or $6,000.
Ma'am, I never said that. He never gave me a gift.
No, it would have been a gift. Too much smoking.
No.
It must have been, listen, madam, if you have a car on which you owe $10,000 and the car is only worth $6,000, then if somebody takes that off your hand, they're giving you a gift because they have to pay $4,000. Do you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
I think that there is a possibility, albeit a slim possibility, you were advised that if the car had not been registered within 30 days of the sale,
Correct.
that you could, in fact, report it stolen.
Correct.
Because then it was still under your name, and you could still be responsible if something
Correct.
happened with the car. So there is that possibility.
Ma'am,
so the only...
it originally was not in his name.
So the only... I'm going to make this as simple as possible for both of you. When you come into court, and ask the court to help you, you're supposed to come in with clean hands.
Correct.
Neither one of you had it.
Ma'am, they stole everything
So I'm
I
done.
owned.
Finished. Your case is dismissed.
Ma'am,
As
they
is your
have-
counter suit. We're finished.
Thank you.
Bye.
They stole everything I owned out of my vehicle, even with my recovery of my dad.
She was homeless. I'd help her out a little bit. I didn't know there was a lien. I asked her 5-6 times. Is it free, clear title?
They stole everything I owned, and they got away with stealing from somebody.
Yes, yes. My fault for not looking right away.
Not to do anything with our kids' friends.
Everything I owned, and I'm done.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Wallace versus Kolaski. Step forward.
Richard Wallace is suing motorist Joffrey Koloski for backing into his car in a parking lot.
Mr. Kolaski, I'm going to start with you, sir. You don't know Mr. Wallace.
No, I don't. Not at all.
Mr. Wallace says that you hit his parked car.
Yes.
And that was in March of this year. Do you remember the date in March?
March the 3rd, Sunday.
Okay. And it was hit in a parking lot?
Yes.
What parking lot?
The YMCA in the handicap spot.
And you were parked in the handicapped spot?
Yes, I was.
Do you go to that gym, Mr. Kolaski?
I do.
Were you there on March 3rd?
Yes.
Now, I've read the complaint and I've read the answer. Mr. Wallace did not see who hit his car, but someone hit his car in the parking lot. He has a video of your car hitting his car. What kind of car do you have?
I have a 2003 Buick Park Avenue.
What color?
It's gray.
Do you remember how many cars were parked in the parking lot that day?
Well, I need to clarify something here. I go there at 5 a.m., okay?
No. You have to clarify your answer of how many cars were parked there?
No, because he said that...
No, don't tell me what he said.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Watch his car, not the sign. Watch his car.
How far he moved it from the sign.
See his car?
I saw the car.
It moved.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Richard Wallish is suing motorist Joffrey Kolosky for backing into his car in a parking lot.
Now, I asked you if you knew how many cars were parked in the parking lot that day.
Maybe about 20.
And you were driving a 2003 Buick Park Avenue gray, both in the parking lot. Where was your car hit, Mr. Wallish?
The front bumper.
So someone backed into you?
Yes, he did. He hit there's a portable handicap sign. He smashed into that and smashed into my car.
And the sign smashed into your car?
No, the car did too.
Okay, and that's... Did you know this video existed?
No, I did not.
I told him I had it.
That is your
blue
car.
It's him pulling in, almost hits me as he pulls in.
But he didn't. That's his car. That's the gray Buick Park Avenue. Want to go up there and see it again, Mr. Kolosky?
Excuse me?
Want to go up there and see it again?
No, I saw it. I saw it.
And you'll see him getting out of the car. You can clearly see it's him. And that's about it there.
You don't even go and see if there was any damage to your car?
I knew what I hit.
Well, clearly not, because you denied it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by...
Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Okay. You don't even go and see if there was any damage to your car?
I hit the handicap sign.
No, you want to see
proof.
You want to see it again?
Fine.
Let's take a look at it again.
I
need to see it again.
This is all comes on me now. I've never seen this before in my life.
Well, we're going to watch it again.
Okay.
Watch his car, not the sign. Watch his car.
How far he moved it from the sign.
See his car?
I saw the car.
It moved.
It moved.
You didn't even walk to the back of the car to see if you did any damage. Can I see the estimate for fixing the car?
Your Honor, he wouldn't even give the St. Paul Police his insurance.
Thank you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,038.38. Thank you very much. We're done here.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
She knew my criminal history before I even moved in.
Did you post this?
Yes, I did.
Considering your history, this is pretty dumb.
Next Judge Judy.
I've never seen any of the stuff that he has.
I told him I had the video. He wouldn't even give the St. Paul Police his insurance information.
What I remember is hitting the sign.
He's been stonewalling from the beginning.
I'm challenging if his car is even damaged. I wish he would have told me all this stuff. I would have gladly given him my